we're hovering around the 60% mark, unfortunately. I think we understood a couple of months ago that as the want to need for the vaccine started to diminish, that we weren't going to reach the 70 to 75 like we had initially hoped. What we're tracking our percentage by is zip code. So what we're noticing is the town of Horseheads, town of Big Flats, town of Elmira, town of Southport. The numbers there are above 60, and heading towards 70. But in our smaller towns like Baldwin, Erin, Benetton, Catlin, we're having a hard time there getting the residents, the vaccine to the residents, because there's a lot of people that have decided that they don't want it. So, our job isn't to force the vaccine on people. It's to give them the education, the information so they can make an educated decision. I mean, with that being said, the days of getting hundreds of people vaccinated on the same day are over with. When we get 24 on a day, that's a good day for us. So what we're going to continue to do is pop up clinics throughout the county, especially in those areas where we're seeing low percentages via the zip code. And we'll continue to go to them and hopefully, get closer to that 70% mark. Will we ever get there? It's a good question because there's a good percentage of the population that for one reason or another isn't interested in being vaccinated. It's on homebound people who can't get to the vaccination sites, and then we're going to be focusing on the areas that have that low percentage rating. So we'll be taking our mobile efforts to those areas, whether it's partnering with fire departments or if we know there's a community event in that area, we'll be showing up at those events to attempt to increase our percentage in those zip codes where we're seeing below 50% especially. I'm not sure where the confusion is. Look, the vaccine is readily available. Anybody that wants to get vaccinated, they can come and get vaccination. We have it. I mean, it's at doctor's offices now. It's at the ARNIT. It's at drugstores. It's a health department. So, I mean, there's more than enough vaccine for everybody. So at the end of the day, whether we have 30, 40, 50%, I don't think that's as important as figuring out as to why people don't want to be vaccinated and maybe educating that public as to this is what we know about the vaccine. People are concerned with side effects, sterilization. I mean, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And, so we're trying to get to that demographic, whether it's 20 to 35, whether it's older folks. I mean, our primary concern all along has been those with comorbidities and individuals who are older that can't fight off the virus once they get it. So again, although when I talk about the town of Elmira, Big Flats, Horseheads, Southport, those areas are reaching 60%. Some of those other areas are around 30 and 40, the areas of the county that are less populated. So the goal is to get to those areas. And again, I mean, there's still lots of people in the other areas that we should be able to educate, and hopefully they'll change their minds. But again, I don't think it's our job to force the vaccine on people. It's our job to educate people so that they're making that educated decision as to whether or not they want to be vaccinated. Because believe me, I've talked to some very intelligent people that are bound to determine that, I'm not going to get vaccinated for what they believe are legitimate reasons. And I don't think it's my job or our health department's job, to talk them in another direction.